Welcome everyone. Today I have a new tool for Path of Exile 2. As you guys can see, that Filter Blade has made the latest update for the filters for Path of Exile 2. And in this video, I'll be going through the choices of filters and also availability of how those filters can be taking out different items and making your game much easier with different strictness. And I'll be teaching you guys how to install those filters, what are the best filters you can be using, and how those filters can affect your gaming experience together with different color coding, different choice of filters again, and also how those filters can affect items like the maps and also more variety of items. You can see that using different filters adjustment that is pre-made for you, you can be getting different amount of filters depending on your choice and also the stage of the game you're in. And this is great. You can be filtering out maps and you can be looting more items or better items and also saving much more time in the game. And I'll be going through the method of using those filters for you guys in this video. So coming over to the Filter Blade side, and this was just updated today in less than 1 hour ago, and after some testing, it is pretty amazing. So Filter Blade has been around for years with Path of Exile 1, and it's considered one of the best filters for Path of Exile 1, and it has just updated for Path of Exile 2. What you can see on the first page is there are 7 different strictness to the filters that is available. So what we'll do is, let's talk about how this works, and I'll teach you guys how to install those filters. So Filter Blade will allow you to have color coding for different filters according to the rarities, provide sound animations, and also provide different color coding for rare items. This also works for maps and also other items that is available in the game. So how you want to get started is, if you're in the story mode, if you're first starting the game, having a soft filter allows you to highlight items. This does not hide any items, and the first 3 filters available are pretty much the stages of the story mode of the campaign that you can be going for. As you finish the story mode, you're likely going to be on the semi-strict filter, and this is usually recommended for players who want to go through the story mode much faster. As you're going to see in my demonstrations, as I come over to the semi-strict mode, you can see that none of the item that is available on the ground is filtered out. So this is how you want to get started with the filters. As you get into the end game, I recommend consider coming from semi-strict to the strict filter. This will start to filter out a little bit of the items, but not too much. And this will give you more clarity of items. But once you come over to the more strict version, this is when you have more filters of items and also removing items like the Waystones. So very strict filter over here that is pre-made for you, have tier 1 to tier 6 items removed from the Waystones. And here tier 1 to tier 13 removed, and finally tier 1 to tier 14 items removed with uber strict version. So let's briefly have a look at how this happens and how this affects the items and also the maps. And should you guys want to have a look at the choice of filters, I'll have these short testing clips available for you guys. So you can see in the uber strict version or the strict plus version, you can only see those limited items. Now, of course, more rare items like the divine orbs will always be available, and those are the most rare items. So you can go through these short clips should you want to have a look. Now, what I want to show you guys is, as you adjust the filters, you can see that items will get reappearing on the map. And if you do press Alt, you can see all the items that has been filtered out, which is great to look back all my items. Now, what you can also notice is that in the more strict version of the filters, a lot of maps will be filtered out. So again, guys, you want to be aware of how are the maps filtered out. So here I want to show you guys that in the early stage of the filters, you will see all the maps. And this is why I recommend going with the semi-strict or the strict version at the start of the game. As you come over to the very strict version, you start to see much less of the map. And this is important because this will save you a lot of time in the late game. So as a summary of choosing between the 7 filters, and of course there's customizations, there's more styles, there's more sound animations, there's even more advanced settings, which I do not recommend going into those unless you know what you're doing. It is best to stick with the 7 pre-made filters. Starting with level 1, I recommend going with the soft filter or maybe regular, and as you come to level 30, level 60, going with the semi-strict is not bad. Coming to level 65 or level 70, strict version will allow you to have access to all the Waystones and also all the maps that's available. Once you have go beyond tier 6 or tier 7 maps and you feel strong enough, you can consider very strict filter. I do not recommend going with the uber strict or the super uber strict filters unless you're really having a lot of currency, you're not short on maps, and you just want to be blasting through the map without having the need to see a lot of items. And this is the bigger difference. For most of us, I recommend staying on strict or maybe very strict if you don't want to see tier 1 to tier 6 maps. Of course, a lot of the not so great rare items are also hidden. Now, in the future videos, I'll talk about how you can be selling rare items and also maps for gold and also selling those for exalted orbs. So if you want to be selling your rare items, better to stick on the strict ones to collect all your maps and also rare items. Now the next part, which is more important, I'm sure you guys are wondering, how do you get those filters? There are two ways of getting the filters. One way is you log into the game through this portal over here, and then you can export the filters into your game, which doesn't require you to be manually downloading them. Those will be available for you to pick from. And previously, Filter Blade is very trusted with Path of Exile 1 players, and I have done this before. But due to the ongoing concern with the hacks and also third-party logins, I can't give you guys a recommendation of logging into anywhere but the official Path of Exile 2 websites. So if you trust Filter Blade, you can log in and this will save you quite a bit of time. And if you're unsure about this, there is another method. So if you don't want to log in into Filter Blade and this can export things directly, which again, it's okay to be a little safer. So you come over to the second option. You can continue without saving, and if you click onto this button, this will download all 7 of the filters we just spoke about. Notice over here, it is downloading. And once you have downloaded those filters, if you come over to your download file, where you download your items, notice I actually downloaded a few just to test. Once you download the filter blade, once you extract those, all 7 of the filters will be available to you. So after that, you come over to the game and you come over, click this folder option. This will show you where to copy paste all 7 of the filters. So what you do is, if you want to take the method of downloading those, you download those over here and then you copy paste over here as the folder recommended, and then you refresh those and the filters will be available for you guys. Now, if you don't want to go through the trouble of downloading the filters and also exporting them, what I can do is I can be adding those filters on a Discord. So you can come over to the Discord with the chat, and then once you come over to the Discord channel, you can download those filters accordingly, and I'll be sharing those available for you guys to download. So those are the method of installing the filters. And once you have the filters installed, make sure you have a look how those filters filter out different items. You can try this for yourself, or you can see the final part of the videos as I drop a bunch of my items, praying that I don't disconnect, and looting them back very quickly after showcasing the filters and also how they works. So let me know what you guys think about the latest update for the filter blade, and which of the filters would you be using in the game. What I think is, I think I will stay on the strict filters, and maybe very strict if I want to go fast. I definitely won't be going for the final 2 because I want my maps and also my rare items.
A gift from fate.
Now, before we finish, if you guys haven't subscribed, this is a really good time to do so because I'll be looking into the latest Path of Exile 2 news on different communities and also on our official forum, official webpage. I'll also be looking into the best build for each of the class as the meta develops with the Chinese and also the English community. So stay tuned for the latest update and also guides for Path of Exile 2. And of course, this is going to be a big month for us. And I'll try to bring you guys all of the latest content and also guides for Path of Exile 2 to come.